Hello, welcome to the J-Man Movie Buzz. Here are tonight's movie reviews. Here we go. First one is Richard Jewell with Paul Walter Hauser, Sam Rockwell, Olivia Wilde, and John Hamm. And you haven't seen it, here's synopsis. Clint Eastwood's best film in over a decade, says Robert Daniels, The Playlist. The world will know that his name and the truth. There is a bomb in Centennial Park. You have 30 minutes. The world is first introduced to Richard Jewell as the security guard who reports finding the device at the 1996 Atlanta bombing. His report making him a hero whose swift actions saved countless lives. But within days, the law enforcement wannabe becomes the FBI's #1 suspect. Vilified by press and public alike, his life ripped apart. Reaching out to independent and the establishment attorney Watson Bryant, Jewell staunchly professes his innocence, but Bryant finds he is out of his depth as he fights the combined powers of the FBI, GBI, and ABD to clear his client's name, while keeping Richard from trusting the very people trying to destroy him. An Oscar contender on every level, Scott Mann's Collider. That's Richard Jewell. This is Richard Jewell. Next one is one of my newies, Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. This is like Goosebumps. The logline says, stories taken from true urban legends, based on the books banned by the stories taken from true urban legends, based on the books banned by the American Library Association. You don't read the book reads you. If you haven't seen it, here's synopsis. It's 1968 in America. Change is blowing in the wind, but seemingly far removed from the unrest in the cities is the small town of Mill Valley, where for generations the shadow of the Bellows family has loomed large. It is in their mansion on the edge of town that Sarah, a young girl with horrible secrets, turned her tortured life into a series of scary stories written in a book that has transcended time. Stories that have a way of becoming all too real for a group of teenagers who discover Sarah's terrifying tomb. That's Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. This is this for Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Next one is Shaft with Samuel L. Jackson. This is a Netflix movie out on DVD. This is Shaft. The logline is, Shaft's his name, Shaft's his game. More Shaft than you can handle. That's Shaft. It's a disc for Shaft. Next one is Sonic the Hedgehog with James Marsden and Jim Carrey. When the world needs a hero, think fast. A whole new speed of hero. Tom Wachowski, a San Francisco Police Department officer turned newly appointed sheriff of Green Hills, Montana, journeys from Green Hills to San Francisco to assist Sonic, an anthropomorphic extraterrestrial blue hedgehog who can run at incredible speeds, evading capture by the government, collecting his rings, and defending the insane scientist Dr. Robotnik. That's Sonic the Hedgehog. Here's the disc for Sonic the Hedgehog. Next one is one of my other newies. Blumhouse's Sweetheart. Intense. A diamond shot survival thriller. Read the Bloom. Clemens Jen washes onto her aisle, barely conscious, though in better shape than a fellow passenger, Benedict Samuel, on her storm-drowned pleasure cruise, who quickly expires. The situation is dire, but the heroine proves resourceful, quickly figuring out how to spear fish and make a fire. She also finds signs of prior habitation, a campsite whose vacationers oddly left their gear behind, and more disturbingly, an apparent grape site. That's Sweetheart. It's a disc for Blumhouse's Sweetheart. Next one is The Way Back with Ben Affleck. From the director of The Accountant, Miracle, and Warrior. One shot for a second chance. Every loss is another fight. Read the floor. A former high school basketball phenom struggling with alcoholism is offered a coaching job at his alma mater. As the team starts to win, he may have a reason to confront his old demons, but will it be enough to set him on the road to redemption? That's The Way Back. It's this for The Way Back. My next DVD is A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, starring Tom Hanks and Matthew Rhys. The last encounter was in the movie The Post with Meryl Streep. Based on the true story, we could use a little kindness. Two-time Oscar winner Tom Hanks portrays Mr. Rogers in A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, a timely story of kindness triumphing over cynicism. Based on the true story of a real-life friendship between Fred Rogers and journalist Tom Gerard, a frustrated magazine writer, Emmy winner Matthew Rhys, designed a profile of Fred Rogers. He overcomes his skepticism, learning about empathy, kindness, and decency from America's most beloved neighbor. That's A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. Here's the disc for A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. Next one is Bad Boys for Life with Will Smith and Matthew Lawrence. Hide together, die together. The best of the series. Read the blue. Worth the wait, action-packed. A blast, hilarious. Read the blue. Marcus and Mike have to confront new issues, career changes and midlife crisis as they join the newly created elite team AMO of the Miami Police Department to take down the ruthless Amado Armas, the vicious leader of Miami drug cartel. That's Bad Boys for Life. This is for Bad Boys for Life. Next one is Vin Diesel in Bloodshot. You don't need a past to have a future. It's Diesel-powered dumb fun. Being a hero is in his blood. Based on the best-selling comic book, Vin Diesel stars as Ray Garretson, a soldier recently killed in action and brought back to life as the superhero Bloodshot by the RST Corporation. With an army of technology in his veins, he's an unstoppable force, stronger than ever and able to heal instantly. But in controlling his body, the company has sway over his mind and memories too. Now Ray doesn't know what's real and what's not, but he's on a mission to find out. That's Bloodshot. Is it this for Bloodshot? My next movie is Birds of Prey and the Fabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. With Margot Robbie, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Janae Smollett-Bell, Rosie Perez, Chris Messina, Alec J. Basco, Ali Wong, and Ewan McGregor. A hell of a lot of fun. A bone-cracking visual feast. That's Birds of Prey and the Fabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. Is it this? This one is Bombshell, another movie with Margot Robbie. This one with Charlize Theron and Nicole Kidman, based on a real scandal. Academy Award winners Charlize Theron and Nicole Kidman and Academy Award nominees Margot Robbie and John Lithgow deliver tour de force performances in this provocative real story of three whip-smart, ambitious, strong women who anchored one of America's most powerful news networks and risked everything to stand up to the man who made them famous. That's Bombshell. Is it this? Bombshell. Let's go on. Next one is Cats with James Corden, Judi Dench, Jason Derulo, Idris Elba, Jennifer Hudson, Ian McKellen, Taylor Swift, Rebel Wilson, introducing Francesca Hayward. This is directed by Tom Hooper, who did Les Miserables and The Danish Girl. This is this for Cats. Next one is The Call of the Wild with Harrison Ford, Bradley Cooper. No, next one is The Call of the Wild with Harrison Ford, Bradley Whitford, Dan Stevens. This is based on a book by Jack London. Find courage and answer the call. Adapted from the beloved literary classic, The Call of the Wild vividly brings to the screen the story of Buck, a big-hearted dog whose blissful domestic life is turned upside down when he is suddenly uprooted from his California home and transplanted to the exotic wilds of the Alaskan Yukon during the cold rush of the 1890s. As the newest rookie on a mail delivery dog sled team, and later his leader, Buck, experiences the adventure of a lifetime, ultimately finding his true place in the world and becoming his own master. That's The Call of the Wild. This is The Call of the Wild. This is the first movie by 20th Century Studios, not 20th Century Fox. Next one is Dr. Sleep with Ewan McGregor and Rebecca Ferguson. The next chapter in the Shining story, Stephen King's Dr. Sleep. Dare to go back? Emily Lynn Lind, Ewan McGregor, Zahn McLaren, Jacob Tremblay, Rebecca Ferguson, and Carol Strickland. Fear never sleeps. Years following the events of The Shining, a now adult Dan Torrance meets a young girl with similar powers as he tries to protect her from a cult known as the True Knot, who prey on children with powers to remain immortal. That's Dr. Sleep. This is this for Dr. Sleep. Next one is Downhill with Will Ferrell and Julia Louis-Dreyfus. This is from Searchlight Pictures, not Searchlight, but just Searchlight. A different kind of disaster movie. The blue. Barely escaping an avalanche during a family ski vacation in the Alps, a married couple is thrown into disarray as they are forced to reevaluate their lives and how they feel about each other. Inspired by the motion picture Force Majeure by Ruben Östlund. That's Downhill. So this was Downhill. Next one is Fantasy Island. Blumhouse's Fantasy Island. From producer of Get Out and Halloween. Never Coming Home. The enigmatic Mr. Rourke makes the secret dreams of his lucky guests come true at a luxurious but remote tropical resort. But when the fantasies turn into nightmares, the guests have to solve the island's mystery in order to escape with their lives. That's Fantasy Island. This is for Fantasy Island. Next one is Horrible Histories, the movie, Rotten Romans. It's got Emilia Jones, Sebastian Croft, Nick Frost, Craig Roberts, Katie Nash, Rupert Graves, Alex McQueen, and Kim Cattrall. This is for Horrible Histories, the movie, Rotten Romans. Let's go on. Next one is Like a Boss with Rose Byrne, Tiffany Haddish, and Salma Hayek. The world of beauty is about to get ugly. Laugh out loud, hilarious. Best friends Mia and Mal, Tiffany Haddish and Rose Byrne, are living their best lives, running a cosmetics company they built from the ground up. In over their heads financially, the prospect of a big buyout offer from a notorious cosmetics industry titan, Claire Luna, Salma Hayek, proves too tempting to pass up, putting Mel and Mia's lifelong friendship in jeopardy. The beauty business is about to get ugly. Also starring Billy Porter and Jennifer Coolidge. That's Like a Boss. This is this for Like a Boss. Next one is Little Women. This is written by Greta Gerwig. This is this for Little Women. Next one is Marvelous Brooklyn with Edward Norton, Bruce Willis, Juju Buttermore, Ali Baldwin, and William Dafoe. Based on a novel by Jonathan Lethem, a film by Edward Norton. He directed this movie. A time of great change in New York City. Lionel Esrog is a lonely private detective who doesn't let Tourette syndrome stand in the way of his job. Gifted with a few clues and an obsessive mind, Lionel sets out to solve the murder of Frank Minna, his mentor and only friend. Scouring the jazz clubs and slums of Brooklyn and Harlem, Esrog soon uncovers a web of secrets while contending with drugs, corruption, and the most dangerous man in the city. That's Marvelous Brooklyn. This is this for Marvelous Brooklyn. Next one is Disney Pixar's Onward with Chris Pratt and Tom Holland and and Julia Louis-Dreyfus as their mother. Yeah, I can read it. Set in a suburban fantasy world, two teenage elf brothers, Ian and Barley Lightfoot, go on a journey to discover if there is still a little magic left out there in order to spend one last day with their father, who died when they were too young to remember him. That's Onward. The disc for Onward. My last one in this pile is the rhythm section with Blake Lively and Jude Law from the producers of James Bond. Blake Lively is a cold-blooded assassin. Blake Lively stars as Stephanie Patrick, a woman on a path of self-destruction after her family is tragically killed in a plane crash. When she discovers that the wreck was no accident, Stephanie enters the dark, complex world of international espionage, seeking vengeance. Her search leads to Ian Boyd, Jude Law, a former MI6 agent who trains her to hunt down those responsible. With nothing left to lose, Stephanie transforms from victim to assassin and discovers that neither revenge nor the truth are what they appear in this action-packed thriller from the producers of James Bond. That's the rhythm section. This is this for the rhythm section. My last stack is in this one is The Hunt. The Hunt. Betty Gilpin, Hilary Swank. From Blumhouse, the producers of The Purge. Only designated people may be hunted at the manor. Clever, gory, often very funny. A fun and ultra-violent action movie. In the subversive satire, a group of elites gather for the very first time at a remote manor house to hunt ordinary Americans for sport. But the elite's master plan is about to be derailed because of one of the hunted. Crystal, Betty Gilpin, Glow, knows the hunter's game better than they do. She turns the tables on the killers, picking them off one by one as she makes her way toward the mysterious woman, two-time Oscar winner Hilary Swank, at the center of it all. That's The Hunt. This is for The Hunt. Next one is The Invisible Man with Elizabeth Moss. Elizabeth Moss, The Invisible Man. What you can't see can hurt you. This is directed by Lee Winnell. He's an Australian. This is this for The Invisible Man. My next one is Just Mercy with Michael B. Jordan, Jamie Foxx, and Brie Larson. Every generation has its hero. Meet ours. This is this for Just Mercy. Next one is Jumanji, The Next Level, with Dwayne Johnson, Jack Black, Kevin Hart, and Karen Gillan, and Danny DeVito. In Jumanji, The Next Level, the gang is back. Dwayne Johnson, Jack Black, Kevin Hart, and Karen Gillan. But the game has changed. As they return to Jumanji to rescue one of their own, they discover that nothing is as they expect. The players will have to brave parts unknown and unexplored, from the arid desert to the snowy mountains, in order to escape the world's most dangerous game. That's Jumanji, The Next Level. This is this for Jumanji, The Next Level. The next one is Knives Out. It's like a whodunit. So this for Knives Out. My last one for tonight is The Lighthouse with Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson. There is enchantment in the light. From Robert Eggers, the visionary filmmaker behind modern horror masterpiece The Witch, comes this hypnotic and hallucinatory tale of two lighthouse keepers on a remote and mysterious New England island in the 1890s. That's The Lighthouse. This is this. That's all my movies for tonight. I'm the J-Man saying thanks for tuning in. I need some subscribers. Bye.